And a damning portrait, I think, of a lot of inaction, right? We have someone who's occupying one of the highest positions in the White House, getting a deluge of incoming messages from people who are sheltering in place in Congress saying, please, please help me. And we have a president who essentially failed to call the fire department after lighting a match that set this entire fire. And that damning portrait of inaction, I think, is what they need to flesh out a little bit, because we're getting sort of just the one side of the conversation, which is please, please stop this. What was he saying in response? We know from so much great reporting out there that he was enjoying the spectacle on television that he was watching unfold that day. But we need more information now, because we just have that little sliver of the one side of the conversation.
Well, and that's the thing. We don't know what Meadows did with these messages. Did
Right.
he go directly to Trump? But we do know he was one of the very few people who wanted to be around the president that day. Our reporting was that a lot of people were avoiding the Oval Office as all of this was going on. But what does it tell you that they can no longer deny that they didn't know what was happening on Capitol Hill, because they were getting text from people inside the Capitol saying, we are literally under siege here?
That's what's so significant. That, and I think the fact that the Trump-Fox feedback loop has been totally exposed. All these people who've been trying to ritualistically downplay this attack on our democracy, saying it was, it was a mostly peaceful protest, could have been it was tourists in areas they weren't supposed to be at a time they weren't supposed to be there. They were lying. They knew instinctively in real time that this was a desperate moment, that the Capitol was being attacked. They were pleading to the president, showing that they were really functioning as political functionaries, nothing resembling journalists in that administration. And so all their public denials, both in Congress and on TV, are all lies. They all knew the truth in real time because it was self-evident, and they've tried to create a false impression going forward to protect the president, to protect the administration, to protect their own reputations, and they've played their audiences for fools.
And SE, this is something that John Avlon actually has talked a lot about. Liz Cheney also made what I think is just a direct reference to the fact that she thinks Donald Trump may have broken the law. In her statement, she said, did Donald Trump, through action or inaction, corruptly seek to obstruct or impede Congress's proceeding? She said that because there's a law against that. And she clearly thinks the answer is yes, or at least might be yes there. But there is a specific law about impeding the action of Congress. And if Trump is doing that, and if that can be proved, and if these texts are a roadmap to his complicity here, it does raise the question of, does Liz Cheney expect some kind of criminal referral against Donald Trump?
Well, I think it's clear through a lot of these text messages and what we're learning in this hearing why Republicans wanted to run away from this hearing, why Republicans didn't want this to happen. Because imagine if we had